Quorum will call the Louisville City Council meeting to order. First item on the agenda tonight is the invocation given by Mayor Pro Tem Durham, and then the pledge of both American and Texas flag by Councilman Gilmore.
Would you join me in a moment of silence, please? Thank you.
Please join me in the pledge to our flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
I'd ask Summer Wilhelm to come up here with me, please. Hi, Summer. How are you? Come on over here, please. You know, we're coming into a time of year where we like to emphasize the necessity for people to be prepared for calamities, for mishaps, especially those brought on by nature. So at this time, I'd like to do a proclamation. Whereas National Preparedness Month creates an important opportunity for every resident of the city of Louisville to prepare their homes, businesses, and communities for any type of emergency, from natural disasters to potential terrorist attacks. And whereas investing in the preparedness of ourselves, our families, businesses, and communities can reduce fatalities and economic devastation in our communities and in our nation. And whereas the city of Louisville is working to increase public awareness concerning the importance of preparing for emergencies and to persuade individuals to take actions. Whereas emergency preparedness is a responsibility of every citizen of the city of Louisville, and all citizens are urged to make preparedness a priority by taking 4 simple steps. 1, get an emergency supply kit. 2, make a family emergency plan. 3, be informed about the types of emergency that can occur in the city of Louisville. And 4, get involved with local preparedness organizations and efforts. Therefore, be it resolved, I, Dean Euchert, Mayor of the City of Louisville, Texas, do hereby proclaim September 2012 as National Preparedness Month and encourage all citizens and business to develop their own emergency preparedness plan. Proclaim this 10th day of October 2012. And I have with me here Summer Wilhelm, and the reason I asked Summer to come up is because Summer is in charge of our all of our emergency preparedness programs, all of our different programs here which help protect us in case we were to have some type of calamity. So with that, I'd get a picture, and then Summer, I'd like you to say where this is.
Thank you. Unfortunately, this time of year brings back memories of September 11th being tomorrow, and what that changed for our nation as far as disaster preparedness, and added one more thing that we needed to be vigilant about and prepare our families for. So in addition to that, we also unfortunately end up with other types of disasters during this time of year. We're just coming out of hurricane season where unfortunately Isaac didn't do as much damage, and we ended up, we actually were on standby for sheltering and helping out the folks from Louisiana, and ended up not having to do that fortunately this year. We always seem to end up with a hurricane at the end of August or September. In addition to that, we've kind of been coupled with this West Nile virus this year that has been an added situation for families to prepare for. It's not something we're used to having to take real notice of during our summertime activities, and really the one thing that we're encouraging as a priority for this year is that the residents really continue to take those precautions We've done some ground spraying and some aerial spraying, but at this time it's really important for our residents to continue to take those measures at home, staying out of or staying indoors during those dusk and dawn times, to make sure that they're policing their neighborhoods and their homes to drain any of the standing water. And to use DEET whenever they're outside as an insect repellent for their families. We actually have through mid-November to the end of this typical West Nile virus season, which we're not sure if that's going to actually be the case this year with as heavy as the population is. So in addition to the normal severe weather and the Homeland Security and the things that we look at during National Preparedness Month, we're actually really encouraging folks to remain vigilant about the West Nile virus situation as well. So we thank you for the recognition for National Preparedness Month for September, and encourage residents to continue to do those things at home that can help them protect themselves.
Thank you, Summer.
Thank
Let's
you.
give Summer a round of applause for all she does to help us get through this. And now, we're going to give away some plaques and awards in appreciation to those who have served on our boards and commissions for this past year. I can tell you on behalf of myself and the entire council and the city staff too, the people that serve on these boards and commissions are a tremendous asset to our community. We couldn't do this work without you. We appreciate all that you do. We appreciate the time that you serve, the time that you take away from your families to come up to the city and to volunteer your time and effort so that other citizens here in the community might benefit from that. So if you would, if I call your name, if you'd come forward and get your plaque, and we'll take a picture, but then if you'd stay up here and we'll do a group photo at the end. I appreciate it, okay? Kevin Davis. Kevin, good to see you again, sir. This is presented to Kevin Davis in appreciation for his dedicated service on the Community Development Block Grant Advisory Committee. We used to say CDBG. In place 6 from November 2003 to June of 2012. Thank you again so much, Kevin. We appreciate all you've done, sir. Thank you. Marvin Jackson. Oh, Marvin's got two. Busy man here, Marvin. Good to see you again, sir. Appreciate what you do. We got two plaques here from Marvin, presented Marvin Jackson in appreciation for his dedicated service on the Louisville Housing Finance Corporation, place number 1, November 2004 to November 2008, and in appreciation for his dedicated service on Louisville Industrial Development Corporation, place number 1, November 2006 to June 2011. Yes. Put that with your grandkids. I'll do that. Thank you. Edward Resch. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. Presented to Edward V. Resch in appreciation for his dedicated service on the Old Town Design Review Committee, place number 1, December 2008 to June 2012.
Thank you. Thank you.
Karen Bunker. I saw Karen sitting there. Oh, there she is over there. Presented to Karen Bunker in appreciation for her dedicated service on the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1 Board of Directors, place number 1, December 2001 through December 2011. Now, this isn't the only thing Karen does, but she's still serving on some of the others. Aaron Foley. Let's see this a little smaller writing so I can make sure I read it. This certifies that Aaron Foley has served as a member of the Zoning Board of Adjustments from June 2010 to June 2012 as acknowledgement of your interest and effective city government, and in appreciation of your service to the city of Louisville, this certificate of merit is hereby prescribed. Thank you very much. Okay, if we could all come in here together, this is all here now. We have some others that couldn't make it tonight, so on the nights they can make it, they'll come in here. Y'all step up here, welcome the big group deal. Get this in the newspaper for us. You know what one of y'all says in the newspaper. Yeah. Well, I think we better.
One week or something.
Karen, yeah, time to do something else, don't you? Another board? No. Another committee? No. We'll work on it. It's not a good one for family now.
You know, you make light of that, but I'll tell you that's one of the best things. Commissioner Mitchell, former Mayor Mitchell, taught me was sometimes you just have to say no. We do really appreciate everyone that does serve on these boards and commission. Like I said, without them, we couldn't do what we do up here. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, consideration of the proposed fiscal year 2012-2013 budget, property tax revenue increase, and proposed property tax rate. In accordance with the city charter and state law, a public hearing is being held on the proposed fiscal year 2012-2013 budget, property tax revenue increase, and proposed property tax rate to provide an opportunity for citizens' comment. The proposed fiscal year 2012-2013 property tax rate is the same rate as the current tax rate, 0.44021 cents per hundred. The proposed budget includes changes made by council at the budget workshop held on August 11, 2012. A public hearing was held on August 27, 2012. This is the second and final public hearing, an agenda item to adopt the budget, property tax, revenue increase, and property tax rate will be on September 17, 2012, City Council meeting at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers. As it was stated there, the tax rate did remain the same. The reason we have an increase in revenue was because of the new growth that we did have in the city. So I did not have any speaker cards filled out for this. So entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
I have a motion to close the public hearing by Councilman Ferguson.
Second?
Second by Councilman Durham. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the Visitor Citizens Forum. At this time, any person with business before the City Council not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the council. No formal action can be taken on these items at this time. I do not have any cards filled out for anyone that would like to speak. Next item is the consent agenda. All the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or a citizen so requests. For a citizen to request removal of an item and discussion, a speaker card must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. Once again, it did not have any cards filled out, and no council person asked for anything to be pulled. Councilman Gilmore?
Move to approve the consent agenda as written.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Gilmore to approve the consent agenda, and a second by Councilman Ferguson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8 is a consideration of a variance to the Louisville City Code, Chapter 17, Section 7, Chapter 17, Section 17-30, sale of alcoholic beverages as requested by Linda M. Cimbron, CVS Pharmacy, located at 1116 West Main Street, Louisville, Texas. An application for the legal sale of beer and wine for off-premise consumption only has been submitted for the CVS Pharmacy, located at 1116 West Main Street, Louisville, Texas. After staff review, it has been determined that the site does not meet the city regulations that require that the site be 300 feet from a public school, measured property line to property line. The city ordinance was patterned after the TABC section and regarding distance. Ms. Cimbron is seeking a variance to this regulation. Recommendation of the council is that, recommendation of staff to council is that they deny the variance as requested set forth in the caption. And if you remember, we did have a letter sent by the LISD superintendent with the backing of the board that we denied this request also. I did have a card here filled out by Roderick Wood, I believe it is, 1116 West Main Street in Louisville. If you'd like to come forward and speak. Oh, you do not want to speak. You're just here for questions. Is that right, sir? Okay. All right, sir. He's here in support. You are in support, but he's not wanting to speak, just here to ask any questions. Okay. Councilman Guarina.
I move to deny the variance request as set forth in the caption that you read per staff recommendations.
Second.
We'll have a motion by Councilman Guarina to deny a second, as presented, and a second by Councilman Gilmore. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor. I want to be let's see, I got to say this right here. I am for the variance, so I would be against this motion. This is being consistent the way I voted with the Chevron station and with the Wings to Go, or whatever it was called, in the same shopping center. This more than likely is going to get, the variance is not going to be approved tonight, but the property owner could come back, and this has been mentioned in the past, reconfigure the lots in there, and it would qualify. The way this property is situated, all the way from the AutoZone, all the way around over to the Firestone store, that none of that can have alcohol sales because it's considered one lot. And if they broke that into separate lots, then wherever the 300 feet fell, then that they could get that. Don't know if they want to do that or not. Obviously not, since this is the second application that's come in. But the way it's set up right now, where the Bank of America is to the west side of the Burger King, if it's still like it was measured in the past, they could have alcohol sales on that property. But nobody in the shopping center, either south or to the west of it, could, just because of the way it has to be measured. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 3-1. Okay, brings us down to reports. Nika. Bob. Chief? Everything going good? Getting ready for Christmas and Santa Claus? Threw you a curveball on that one, didn't I? Got Claude excited on that one.
Thanksgiving and Halloween to get through.
Hey, I got to get these kids ready for it. Linda. Anything? Chief? Nothing. Carol, how's the lake going?
Well, we are down 4 feet, a little over 4 feet, and most of that came about 2 inches in 2 or 3 days due to evaporation and just hot and dry. So we're a little over 4 feet down. So fall needs to get here and it needs to rain.
You know, you might want to hold a class for some other people that like to give that report sometimes, because you do such an excellent job when you give that report. And, you know, I wouldn't ask you all the time, but I can tell you, just like Mayor Carey told me before, people ask me all the time, what's our lake level? What are we doing with our lake level? It's like, I don't know. I had to ask Carol.
I got 2 calls last week when I didn't say anything. I got 2 calls.
Did you really? Pay attention there, Chief, in case you have to do another one.
But he better get it right because he's a little off target.
Donna? Brenda? Mr. Ferris? Mr. Backus? Councilman Durham?
Mayor, Summer just mentioned it a while ago, but 9/11 anniversary is tomorrow. And if you have any thoughts or prayers about that, be nice to just think about it for a little while, if nothing else. Thank you.
Councilman Guarina?
I just second Durham's remarks. I think that's great. Also, the new city website is up, so I encourage people to take a look at it and be familiar with it. It's, it looks good. Looks good. Good job.
Councilman Gilmore.
I'm going to piggyback on that, and I want to also thank you that my suggestion for the city website of having just a giant lake level was denied. However, the following folks, and if I didn't get everybody, please let me know, but the following folks need a little extra recognition. I've heard stories of people putting in over 200 hours of work on this new website individually, massive amounts of departmental heavy lifting. If you've ever redone a website of this size, it's pretty impressive, the amount of work. So the folks I'd like to just recognize briefly, all from city staff, Chris McGinn, Connie Hudson, Denise Hosick, Elizabeth Mays, Jillian Goldthorpe, Jason Kirkland, Jennifer Malone, Karen Peck, Laura Fisher, Mary Perrone, Melinda Stevens, Roseanne Davis, Shirley Smith, Sue Kennedy, Summer Wilhelm, and of course Donna Barron and James Kunke. I really, really appreciate the work. The website is awesome.
I thought you said a few.
Mr. King?
No, I can't top that.
Well, you know, I noticed he didn't read out your name. I guess there was good reason for that.
There's a good reason for that.
Okay, that's fine. I understand. Anything else?
No.
Councilman Ferguson.
Always like to give some information on the MCL grant. I thought for a minute there I wasn't going to be able to do it because I kept staring at this little circle going around that said AT&T 3G and wasn't giving me my document. But finally it showed up, and so I'll try to make this quick. Visual Arts League has several different exhibits going in the next few weeks in different locations at Gallery and also in the North Corridor where they put up, have a photography exhibit they'll be putting up. Hold on, let's scroll down here. Our production theater company is producing Pageant Play, which is a satirical comedy that's in the Black Box Theater. But I don't, the dates range from September 13th through the 23rd, so there's several performances of that. And then I'm going to skip down to one other item that I have to sort of brag about. The Louisville Lake Symphony will have their opening concert of their season on September 21st, and then a repeat of that concert on September 23rd. That's a Friday night and a Sunday afternoon. The featured artist is a friend of mine for over 20 years. I've just known him forever. He is a very well-regarded international concert pianist, Nikita Fatinko. And if you want to come visit, he'll be staying at my house for a week. But anyway, I have gotten him to come from Washington, D.C., where he lives now, and play this concert. So I'm very excited about it. We've had him in the past, and he's always been a huge audience draw. So if you want to see a stunning concert, and not just because I know the artist, this would be the opportunity, and I really encourage you. So again, September 21st at 7:30, September 23rd at 2:30 at MCL Grand. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. And just to tag on to what Councilman Durham said, tomorrow, September 11th, I guess our first responders have put it best. We will never forget. In accordance with Texas Government Code, Subchapter D, Section 551.072, Property Acquisition, Section 551.074, Annual Staff Reviews, City Manager Claude King, City Secretary Julie Heinze, City Attorney Liz Plaster, Chief Municipal Court Judge Brian Holman, Alternate Municipal Court Judges, Section 551.087, Deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. We will now convene into closed session. We'll convene back into regular session. Is reaction be taken, council?
Mayor, I'd like to move that increases in compensation for the following persons be adopted for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2010. That City Manager Claude King.
Wait a minute. October 1 what?
Oh, wow, that's a misprint there.
Okay, 20.
2012.
Okay, there-
October 1, 2012.
Okay.
That's what I get for reading.
Retroactive raisins.
Oh, yeah, that's
No, no,
very
no,
nice.
no.
Now I see what this is about.
I'm out.
Can I make a motion? The meeting's closed.
So increases in compensation for October 1, 2012. City Manager Claude King, total compensation adjusted by 3% upwards. City Secretary Julie Heinze, 3%. Chief Municipal Court Judge Brian Holman, 3%. And City Attorney Liz Plaster, 9%.
We have a motion by Councilman Gilmore,
Second?
second by Councilman Durham. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion to adjourn?
Have a motion to adjourn by Councilman Ferguson,
Second.
second by Councilman Gilmore. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.